Start season.
Dipti ma'am, please start.
Okay. A very good morning to all the participants, organizers, and resource persons. Hope you are all enjoying rains from the cozy corners of your homes, offices, wherever you are. I, Dr. Deepti Jain, welcome you all to yet another enlightening session of this 1 week national online training program on Indian knowledge system, which is being held under the aegis of Matru Sewa Sangh Institute of Social Work Nagpur, Rajkumar Kewalramani Kanya Mahavidyalay Nagpur, Green Heaven Institute of Research Management Nagpur, Manoharrao Kamdi Mahavidyalay Nagpur, and Rabindranath Tagore College of Arts, Science and Commerce Nagpur. We are all aware that NEP 2020 has now to be adopted by the educational institutions all over India, of which Indian knowledge system is an integral part. Indian knowledge system emphasizes the integration of traditional Indian wisdom encompassing its rich heritage of holistic learning, ethical values, and diverse knowledge system with contemporary education practices. So, on Saturday, friends, Dr. Jaya Sharma gave a lecture on the topic Indian Knowledge System Achieving Business Excellence in Current Scenario. I would like to invite Dr. Ashutosh Patarkar to present a brief report of the same. But before that, let me briefly introduce Dr. Patarkar to everyone present here. Dr. Patarkar is Dean Academics at Green Heaven Institute of Management and Research. He has got many research articles to his credit, and 11 researchers have received PhD under his able supervision. He has engaged lectures as an adjunct faculty at BITS Pilani. He has authored a book, and apart from being an academician, he has also worked in the pharmaceutical industry for 2 decades. His specialization are strategic management and marketing management. He is a visiting faculty of many reputed institutions and a consultant of many companies offering consultancy in the area of marketing, strategy, and planning. As a part of professional assignment, he has traveled to many foreign countries too. This is not all. Sir has conducted training programs for WCL, MSETCL, MECL, Indian Railways, and in many pharmaceuticals and IT companies. The list of Sir's achievements is endless. So I request this multifaceted personality to present the report on the session conducted on Saturday by Dr. Jaya Sharma. Over to Dr. Ashutosh Patel.
Yeah, many thanks, Dr. Deepti Thackeray. I wish the introduction could have been a shorter one as well, because the time that we have is very, very limited. But at the onset, I would like to thank all the 5 institutions for coming together and promoting this IKS. And it's really very important that we have an insight into that. And I'm very happy and also very, very privileged to listen to Dr. Jaya Sharma on Saturday. She did an excellent job of touching upon all the topics in achieving business excellence with IKS. She integrated wisdom from all the Indian scriptures, right from Vedas to Ramayana, Mahabharata, then Bhagavad Gita, and even to the extent more contemporarily Chanakya Niti as well. She did a fantastic job, and I was very impressed with that. She did mention about the supply chain management, financing, equitable development, resources for all. Also mentioned about commerce is the best for wealth creation. Now the question is whether all these things are there in our scriptures or no, or whether they are present in the Indian scriptures or no. So it has always been there. It's not that it was not there. Like Charak Samhita also mentions about the medicine Nal, who built the bridge between India and then Lanka, was like engineering marvel. It's not just that the stones were thrown or it was built, which would not get swayed away. So we have global sourcing also. When she mentioned about the supply chain management, at that time, where to source the herbs from, This was known to Sushen, who was a Vaidya in the Ramayana. So when Lakshman was injured fatally, at that time he sourced the herbs from Mahoday Parvat near Himalaya. So he knew exactly where to source from. So global sourcing was there even at that time as well, and we knew which are the various areas from where to source raw material, how to convert that into a finished product, and what are the various applications of that. She also mentioned about, today we are talking about the sustainable development. United Nations has given the 17 Sustainable Development Growth. But even at that time, we had it. It's not that we never knew about sustainable development. And classical example is the what Jnaneshwar Maharaj in Maharashtra, he talked about in Pasaidan, Ata Vishwatmake Devi. And he did not talk just about the India, but talked about Vishwa. And that too, none of the scriptures really stride with Ata Vishwatmake Deva. Ata is now. So Vishwatmake Deve येणे वाग्यज्ञ तोषावे. वाग्यज्ञ मतलब जो उन्होंने यज्ञ किया था उसको वाणी से किया था ज्ञानेश्वरी लिखने के बाद में. So he says about Vishwa. He's not restricting himself only to India or to the subcontinent. So we had that knowledge of sustainable development also. And she also mentioned about the diligence, also the careful considerations which had to be taken into account, the ethical conduct in the trade practices. That is very, very true. We talk about the mega opportunities today, particularly in strategy. We have multiple frameworks, but these frameworks have to be relooked now. Because when we are talking about the sustainable growth, there are many weak links in the frameworks which are developed by the Westerners. The classical ones also what we have been taking into account. So there are multiple new competencies which the current world needs to acquire, even to cater to the existing markets that they are in. So existing competencies taken to the existing markets, we are talking only about the fill in the blanks. Whereas when we are taking the existing competencies to the new markets, we are going for white spaces. And when we have to develop, and that is the need of the hour, that we have to develop new competencies in order to cater to existing markets. We have been watching so many changes taking place in the market, and good companies going out of the market, like let's say, for example, Nokia, which ruled the market for a very long period. But to cater to the very existing market of handsets, they did not acquire new competencies and out of market. So it's important that the new competencies are acquired by the companies to cater to the existing market. But what Indian scripture takes you is beyond that, and that is mega opportunities. So these new competencies will be required to be developed to cater to the new markets, and those mega opportunities will not only have to be identified but catered to. And the Indian scriptures will come very, very handy in addressing to these mega opportunities which have to come into the picture. I was talking about the various frameworks which have been given. I'll just talk about one framework because we're completely short of time. And more importantly, Dr. Jaya Sharma did a fantastic job the other day. One that is very frequently talked about is the Michael Porter's five forces model. But there are a lot of weak links within that, because when Michael Porter developed this particular matrix, it was in a very stable economic condition. Today, we see the economic conditions have been changing very, very fast. And post-COVID, particularly, we realize that the amount of digitization that has taken place, otherwise, what would have taken 2 years to 4 years happened within a couple of weeks to 4 weeks. So that is the pace at which the things have changed. So these weak links have to be identified, like complementary products. So there are new products which are coming in. They complement the existing market. They complement the existing structure, and you have to develop mega opportunities. Now, how to do this is mentioned in Ramayana, Mahabharata, and relatively recently, even by Chanakya, also in Chanakya Niti. She did talk about Chanakya Niti as well. And today, what most organizations are looking forward to is the leadership. And Chanakya talks about, like in Bhagavad Gita, one of the features of the Indian scriptures is that nobody has contradicted the earlier work. They have only added to it and have simplified what has been said earlier. So when we talk about the leadership, he talks about the actions, he talks about inactions, and he talks about forbidden actions also. And there are 21 forbidden actions written by Chanakya, which leaders should never undertake. So not only we have Bhagavad Gita, but we have Chanakya Niti also now, which is talking about Arthashastra and also political science, which was there in Ramayana as well. So it's important that we include the Indian knowledge into the new curriculum. We take it forward. We give it the perspective that is needed. She also talked about the Abraham Maslow's principle of hierarchy of needs. But many times customers do not know what they exactly need. And even if they need something, whether it is to be given to them or no, is what now United Nations is talking about. So, like, let's say, for example, development into the mass weapons of destruction, probably we do not need them. So, we somewhere need to discourage the production of weapons of mass destruction. So, mass destruction. So, we had earlier also Brahmastra, Vayavastra, Agnayastra, which had various applications also and were used by multiple warriors during the war. But when to use it and when not to use it was clearly defined, clearly instructed by their gurus. So there is virtually nothing that IKS doesn't talk about, right from medicine, engineering, commerce, everything it talks about. And I'm quite happy that now that in the new world, I mean, now that new education policy or national education policy, we will be incorporating that. And Dr. Jaya Sharma did touch upon these topics very well. So I congratulate her and also thank the all the five organizations, institutions for giving me opportunity to summarize what she said and add a little from my end as well. So, thanks to all of you also for being part of this particular course because that's what is going to enrich all of us together. Many thanks.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. You indeed did justice in briefing what Dr. Jaya Sharma presented the other day. As we move ahead, today is the fourth day of the 7 days faculty development program, and I'm sure the speaker today will provide the same enriching experience as we have experienced in the last 3 days by 4 speakers. Today we have with us Dr. Rajni Kumar, who will throw light on the topic revolutionizing education through Indian knowledge system. Before I invite Dr. Rajni for her erudite lecture, let me introduce to all the participants. Okay. Dr. Rajni Kumar is an accomplished professional with a career spanning 19 years in teaching and 4 years in corporate sector, focusing on human resource management. With a commitment to delivering high standards to teaching and learning, Dr. Rajni employs Make It Simple pedagogy, ensuring effective communication and a positive learning experience for students. As a recognized supervisor for PhD candidates in business administration and business management at RTM Nagpur University, Dr. Kumar has presented research papers at numerous national and international conferences and has an extensive list of publications in esteemed journals. Dr. Kumar's teaching experience includes position at reputable institutions such as Greenhaven Institute of Management and Research, Integro Institute of Professional Studies, and ICFAI National College. She has also held various positions of responsibility, including Dean Academics, IQAC Coordinator, NAC Coordinator, and membership in Local Inquiry Committee of RTM Nagpur University. Throughout her career, Dr. Kumar has demonstrated a commitment to continuous learning, participating in various training programs and workshops. Her achievements include being awarded the Best Summer Internship Coordinator at ICFAI National College and receiving a gold medal for the best paper on the changing role of women in the Indian Armed Forces. This is not all. She has also authored on a book on business environment, and human resources management. As her education is concerned, Dr. Kumar holds a PhD from RTM Nagpur University, a diploma in training and development from the Indian Society of Training and Development, an MBA from IGNOU, and a master's in social work from RTM Nagpur University. Her educational journey also includes a PG in rural development from Xavier's Institute of Social Services, Ranchi. Dr. Kumar's dedication to education, extensive research contributions, and leadership in academia makes her a valuable asset to any institution. We are indeed fortunate to have Dr. Rajni Kumar with us today. So now I request Dr. Rajni Kumar to commence with her lecture. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Deepti ma'am, and for this wonderful introduction, though a long one. And so thank you. And now I wish to convey a very good morning to all the gurus present here. And it's really a privilege to speak to in front of such a distinguished gathering, though connected virtually. And before I commence my session, I'll take a moment to express my regards to principals of esteemed colleges present, the organizers, Dr. Purushottam Borkar, Principal, Matru Sewa Sangh Institute of Social Work, Dr. Urmila Dabir, Principal, Dr. Anil Sharma, Dr. Usha Sakure, Principal, Manoharrao Kamdi Mahavidyalay, Dr. Jayant Gangreddiwar, Principal, Rabindranath Tagore College of Arts, Science and Commerce. I would also, Dr. Prince Agassi is also there from Matru Sewa Sangh. I would also convey my regards to all the coordinators, IQAC coordinators present here. And I've been attending sessions since last 3 days. I've attended almost all the sessions. And believe me, each day has been a new learning for me, listening to such wonderful resource persons. And today, during my session, I'll throw some light on revolutionizing education through Indian knowledge system. I'll just share my slide. I'll take a moment. Is it visible, ma'am?
Yes, it is visible, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, it's visible. Yes, it's visible.
Madam, if possible, you can make it full screen.
Okay. Just a minute. Just a minute.
Ma'am, you need to press the slideshow button.
Yes.
And first-
Is it visible now, ma'am?
Yes, it is visible, ma'am. You can continue.
Yeah. Now it's full screen, I suppose.
It is not full screen.
Okay, it should be. I've made the slides. Okay, shall I begin?
Yes, ma'am, you can begin.
Yeah. When we talk of Indian knowledge system, भारतीय ज्ञान प्रणाली के माध्यम से जब हम शिक्षा की बात करते हैं या शिक्षा में क्रांति लाने की बात करते हैं, तो ये बहुत आवश्यक है कि हम समझे कि भारतीय या पुरातन ज्ञान का उपयोग करके हम एक स्वस्थ आनंदित समाज का निर्माण कैसे कर सकते हैं. When we think of the भारतीय परंपरा, जो ये एक बहुत विस्तृत और विविधता से परिपूर्ण है, इसलिए बहुत आवश्यक है कि हम इसके बारे में जानकारी अपने यूथ को दें. अभी जो हो रहा है ये है कि वी हैव बीन लर्निंग एज अ रोट मेमोराइजिंग थिंग्स, कि हम लोगों को बताया जा रहा है कुछ चीजें कि these things are there and we are just learning and not trying to understand things. And this way we are moving away from our deep roots. Our education system has been framed that way. इसलिए बहुत जरूरी है कि हम आज IKS इंडियन नॉलेज सिस्टम, आज हमारी सरकार भी इस पे काफी बल दे रही है, और इस आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस के जमाने में ये बहुत जरूरी है कि हम अपने समाज को और बेहतर और उन्नति के पथ पर अग्रसर कराने के लिए ये जरूरी है कि हम इसको अपने एजुकेशन सिस्टम में, अपने शिक्षा प्रणाली में इसको हम लाए. इसके द्वारा इसको हम वी नीड टू पुट दिस, वी नीड टू टेक एग्जांपल्स, वी नीड टू टेल पीपल that why our education system, the ancient education system, was very rich, why India was such a rich and prosperous country in the ancient times. ये next slide, is it the next slide visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, nice. When we talk of IKS, we find that the roots are in the Vedic text. It is when we think of the Vedic literature, the text comprises of Rig Ved, Sam Ved, Yajur Ved, and Athar Ved. These have a collection of knowledge which encompass various disciplines such as philosophy, science, mathematics, linguistics, astronomy, and many more. IKS comprises of knowledge, that is Gyan, wisdom, Vigyan, and Jivan Darshan, जो ये कैसे आया? Through the various experiences, observation, experimentation, and rigorous analysis by our scholars and the scientists of the ancient era. ये हम लोगों को अपने आप को समझने के लिए, अगर हम देखें तो हमारा वैल्यू सिस्टम हमेशा से बहुत स्ट्रांग रहा है. संतोष, दैट इज कंटेनमेंट, दया, धर्म, क्षमा, पेशेंस, these have been very strong part and parcel of our culture. And it's very important that we need to revive, we need to put this again in our youths. I come to the next slide where I put our scholars, our scientists who have contributed in various fields. और अगर हम अपने पुराने जमाने के इंस्टीट्यूशंस की बात करते हैं तो उस समय the world class institutions of ancient India at Takshila, Nalanda, Vikramshila, these were the highest disciplines, highest standards of multidisciplinary teaching and research continued, where scholars and students from different backgrounds of the country came and they studied. और ये जब हमारे स्कॉलर्स की बात करते हैं तो यहाँ पे देखो साथ में we have put कि धन्वंतरी, the god of Ayurvedic medicine, चरक संहिता, it's his Acharya Charak, he is the father of Ayurveda, Sushrut. Then Acharya Bharadwaj, the father of aeronautics. So we find that there are these things are nothing new. We have a great store of knowledge from in the ancient India. We had people who contributed to the world knowledge in diverse fields in mathematics, astronomy, metallurgy, medical science, chemistry, Chanakya Niti, economics. So we have Patanjali. Abhi we have India has been able to bring about the International Yoga Day. और योग का अब हम सभी को इसके फायदे दिखते हैं. Now people in the West have started copying us. This is something great. अगर हम थोड़ा अपने अभी यूथ को देखते हैं तो हम पाते हैं कि बहुत बड़े बड़े यूनिवर्सिटीज से यूथ पास हो जाते हैं, पर अपने देश, अपनी सभ्यता की ज्ञान उन्हें नहीं होती. इससे क्या होता है कि वो एक हीन भावना से भी ग्रसित रहते हैं कि यार अपने देश में तो कुछ है ही नहीं, जो भी आता है वो वेस्ट से ही आता है. इतना नॉलेज, ज्ञान जो हम आज सीख के निकल रहे हैं, ये सारा वेस्ट से आता है. इसलिए आज बहुत जरूरी है कि हम इन बच्चों को बताएं फ्रॉम द वेरी प्राइमरी एज, राइट फ्रॉम द स्कूल डेज, कि नो, वी नीड टू टेल देम कि ये जीरो का आविष्कार हमारे इंडिया में हुआ था, हमारे भारत में हुआ था. अंक भी हमारे भारत के का देन है. Let us speak about Acharya Bhaskaracharya. Let's speak about Shushruta for medical science. Let's speak about आर्यभट्टा, जिन्होंने जीरो का आविष्कार किया था. तो अगर हम उनको अपने मूल से, अपने वैल्यू सिस्टम से बांधे रखते हैं, तो एक समृद्ध will be able to develop a sense of ethics, a sense of respect, जो हमारे देश का वैल्यू सिस्टम मूलभूत आधार रहा है. अगर ये नहीं देते हैं हम, तो हम ये समझते हैं कि हम उनको उनके जड़ों से काट रहे हैं. सो अगर हम देखें कि इतना रिच, इतना सुंदर हमारा भारतीय समाज था, हमारा एंशिएंट इंडिया था, फिर ऐसा क्या हो गया कि why did we lose this? How ये हम देखते हैं, अगर थोड़े से हम इतिहास के पन्नों को पलटकर हम देखते हैं तो पाते हैं कि बहुत सारे इन्वेडर्स हमारे देश को लूटा है. ग्रीक, पर्शियन एंड द मुगल्स ऑफ कोर्स. इन लोगों ने बार बार हम पे चढ़ाई की है और इंडिया बहुत रिच और प्रॉस्परस कंट्री था इन टर्म्स ऑफ वे ऑफ लिविंग, इन साइंस, आर्ट्स, स्किल, क्राफ्ट्समैनशिप, फिलॉसफी. और लेकिन एक चीज थी कि इन लोगों ने कभी इस पे प्रहार नहीं किया, हमारे कल्चर पे, हमारे एजुकेशन सिस्टम पे. ये लोग हमारे धन दौलत लूट के ले गए, हमारे मंदिरों को बहुत तहस नहस कर दिया, हमारे यहाँ से गोल्ड, सिल्वर और ज्वेल्स चुरा के लेके गए. बट व्हेन द ब्रिटिश केम, दे वर वेरी कनिंग, वेरी shrewd. They targeted the Indian education system. तो मैक्यूले इन 1835, ये मैंने यहाँ थोड़ा सा डाला है, his writing, our aim is to form a class of persons with Indian blood and color, but English in taste.
Ma'am, you're still on the second slide. Right. No, this is the third slide. Ma'am, move one more ahead.
Yes. Can I start?
Bharat, Deshmukh sir, please
Jayant
mute
sir.
your mic.
Yeah, it would be it
Hello.
would be helpful, Miss, if you can just mute your mic, please.
Jayant sir, please mute. You're the host. You can mute the mic.
Yes, ma'am.
Please check it whose
Yes, thank you.
audio is on. Hello. Yes, ma'am. You can continue. Sorry
Yes,
for the
thank
interruption.
thank you, ma'am. Yes. Yes, the fourth slide is visible. It talks of the English Education Act.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. सो जब हम रिच संस्कृति की बात कर रहे थे और फिर हम देख रहे थे कि ऐसा क्या हो गया कि अभी का जो मॉडर्न एजुकेशन है जिसमें शायद हमने और आपने पढ़ाई की है, दिस हैज बीन क्रिएटेड बाय द ब्रिटिश. Macaulay in 1835 he dreamt of creating a black British in India. इसका मतलब कि the looks would be Indian, लोग ऐसे सिटीजन्स रहेंगे जिनके लुक्स इंडियन रहेंगे, लेकिन और सोच कल्चर सारे इनके इंटरनेशनल रहेंगे. द फर्स्ट लाइन, look like Indian but the culture and language should be international. So these people destroyed the ancient Indian education system and replaced it with the British education system with Western ideas. फिर जो हमारा देश जो इतना समृद्ध देश था, which was called as the विश्व गुरु, they became poor. फिर लोगों में दिस एक हीन भावना आने लगा कि नहीं, हम तो सिर्फ वही पढ़ाई करेंगे जिससे एक नौकरी मिल सके. People started working for jobs. अभी भी वैसे ही है अगर हम थोड़ा सा ध्यान दें तो. Now अगर it was the British approach to create men with men with a mentality to always serve. They lost they destroyed the creativity in people, the independentality, कि हम independent हो ही नहीं सकते, creativity, entrepreneur attitude. Yeah, this is what the Britishers did. So, he dreamt of creating people who would only be able to serve them. And now it is time that we have started thinking of bringing about a change in this. Then came the national education policy. This came as a renaissance. This was a punarjagran. पिछले कुछ दशक में इंडियन नॉलेज सिस्टम को फिर से मोमेंटम दिया गया है. सोचा, अब लोगों ने सोचना शुरू किया. There are educationists and scientists in the country who have started thinking that no, there was something in our education system, in the ancient education system, and because of which our country, Bharat, was so prosperous and rich. And there are educationists and scientists in the country like Dr. Kapil Kapoor, Padma Bhushan, Dr. Vijay Bhatkar, Swami Govind Devgiri, and many more who have brainstormed. Even the central government then studied the situation and decided to adopt the new education policy. And under this came National Education Policy 2020. This aims to transform India, Bharat, into a sustainable and equitable knowledge society. It aims to provide high quality education to all, elevating India to a global knowledge superpower. This will instill a sense of confidence, a sense of self-esteem among our youth. that no, this has been created in our country. They will be again attached to to our roots. जो रूट्स हमें मतलब हमारी वैल्यू सिस्टम है, हमारा कल्चर है, ये हमको समझाना बहुत ज़रूरी है लोग अपने स्टूडेंट्स को. आज हम देखेंगे कि अब धीरे धीरे लोग समोसा खाना कम कर रहे हैं. नाउ youth are more attracted towards the western form of food, pizza, burger, dress, क्योंकि उनको लगता है वेस्ट ही अच्छा है. ये हम लोगों में डाला गया है. दिस हैज बीन डन बाय द ब्रिटिश. ये लोगों को बताना बहुत जरूरी है. एंड हेंस इट इज इम्पॉर्टेंट दैट द नॉलेज सिस्टम, जो अगर अभी आप थोड़ा सा अपने भी स्टडीज पे हम अगर ध्यान देते हैं कि हम लोगों ने किस तरह से पढ़ाई की है, तो लगता है कि ओके, हाँ, हमने पढ़ ली है, एग्जाम पास हुए हैं, और वी नीड टू हैव अ गुड जॉब, वी नीड टू हैव अ गुड करियर. एक छोटा सा एग्जाम्पल यहाँ पे मैं एक स्टोरी थोड़ा बताना चाहूंगी कि द टुडेज एजुकेशन सिस्टम टॉक्स ऑफ रॉट मेमोराइजिंग, कि पढ़ लो, रट लो और एग्जाम में पास हो जाओ. हम अपने स्टूडेंट्स को भी हम देखते हैं कि बस एक सप्ताह पहले किताबें निकालते हैं, किताबें भी नहीं, शायद ये नोट्स निकालते हैं. तो थोड़ा सा एक छोटी सी स्टोरी है, जस्ट अ स्टोरी. एक देयर वाज अ मैन, ओके, एंड ही हैड टू डू अ श्राद्ध क्रिया ऑफ हिज फादर. तो वो सब अपना, उनको लगा हाँ श्राद्ध क्रिया करना है, तो वो he knew that the most important सामग्री of this श्राद्ध क्रिया is श्रद्धा, कि इनको हमको श्रद्धांजलि देनी है, श्रद्धा अपने मन से आना चाहिए. that has to be within ourselves. तो इनके पास एक बिल्ली थी, और उनको लगा कि ये बिल्ली तो मुझे बहुत डिस्टर्ब करेगी, मैं श्रद्धा के साथ वहां पे काम नहीं कर पाऊंगा. Then what he did, he brought a basket and covered the cat with a basket, कि चलो तुम 1-1.5 घंटा जो भी उनको टाइम लगता है, don't disturb me. And he had a son who was sitting watching everything. फिर हो गया सब अच्छे से. फिर थोड़े दिन बाद जब उस व्यक्ति के सज्जन की मृत्यु हो गई, तो उसके बेटे ने श्राद्ध क्रिया करने का सोचा, एंड अब बोला कि ठीक है, सामग्री लाना है. द फर्स्ट सामग्री ही ब्रॉट वाज a basket and a cat. What was this? क्योंकि उसने वो देखा था, nobody told him the reason behind it. जो देखा था कि ये ऐसा करना पड़ता है, तो इसको लगा कि this is one of the important element of the श्राद्ध क्रिया, और वो जाकर एक बास्केट और बिल्ली लेके आया और उसको वहां ढक के रख दिया. दिस इज व्हाट इज हैपनिंग, कि बस हम जो देख रहे हैं, सुन रहे हैं, क्यों रीजंस हमको कोई नहीं बता रहा है. सो इट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट दैट वी नीड टू हैव अ सस्टेनेबल, इक्विटेबल. अगर हम देखें कि द एथिक्स, द इंडियन सिस्टम विल कंट्रीब्यूट टू द ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन ऑफ इंडिया, दैट इज भारत, so that we can bring about sustainability, equitability, vibrant knowledge in different fields. This talks of multidisciplinary approach. We need to have respect to our fundamental duties. तो ये चेंज अब NEP लाना चाह रही है. We say ना, charity begins at home. Similarly, change begins at home. We need to change ourselves. And this is through the new education policy. From the very elementary education, we need to instill these values among our children, which is the main focus of our NEP, the National Education Policy, which talks of this is what I was telling you. It is focus on rote memorization. अभी हमारा है कि सिर्फ पढ़ लो, रट लो. लेकिन now it is IKS is holistic, interconnected and experiential system of knowledge. ये हम आगे समझेंगे थोड़ा सा कि what we understand by experiential knowledge. अच्छा, I've come shorten the slide. No, I'll just. We need to understand the underlying principles and the concepts, and hence it is more deeper, and we need to create lifelong learning. IKS promotes deep connection to the natural world. We need our students to be environment conscious about the environment जिसमें हम रहते हैं. It is very important that students understand that yes, this is something which provides us a place to live, and hence it is important that we have respect towards the environment. I've written a few things. It aims to strengthen our roots, जो मैंने आपको बताया. I think you're able to view my slides. The new education policy 2020.
Yes, ma'am.
That's nice. Okay. So it lays emphasis on creative potential of each individual. It just not only develops the foundational capacity of literacy and numeracy, it is also it would also make the youth social and ethically strong with strong emotional capacities. ये हमको बहुत it is very important that we make our minds strong. Mana is an important element जिसको हम which controls our views, which controls our by which we are able to control ourselves. तो ये एजुकेशन पॉलिसी अगर हम अपने स्टूडेंट्स को थोड़ा सा मेडिटेशन बताते हैं, आई ट्राइड इट, बिलीव मी. जब स्टूडेंट्स बोलते थे कि मैम बस अब तो नौकरी करनी है, हम आ गए हैं 4th सेम में, अब जॉब चाहिए, ठीक है जॉब भी मिल गई, जॉब कर लिया, लेकिन दे यूज्ड टू कम आउट, मैडम वो सेटिस्फैक्शन नहीं है. करते कभी कभी तो मैम 8 घंटे का जॉब 12-12 घंटा हमको करना पड़ता है, लेकिन वो सेटिस्फैक्शन नहीं मिल रहा है. देन आई यूज्ड टू टेल देम कि थोड़ा सा मेडिटेशन करो. तो मेडिटेशन बहुत बड़ा वर्ड हो जाता था, बच्चे घबरा जाते थे. then I stopped speaking the word meditation. Then I said कि काम करो कि थोड़ी देर आंख बंद करके, can you sit for 15 minutes with eyes closed? नहीं ना मैडम, 15 मिनट कहाँ है हम लोगों के पास, इतना बिजी है मैम, सुबह 9 से आते हैं, 9 बजे रात को आते हैं. It becomes very difficult. Then I stopped using the term meditation. बोले नहीं, एक काम करो, सिर्फ आप कितने बजे उठते हो? मैडम 6:30, 7 बजे उठ जाते हो. अरे ठीक है ना, 6:45 में उठ जाओ. अच्छा 6:30 में उठते हो ना, थोड़ा सा 15 मिनट पहले उठ जाओ, 6-6:15 में उठ जाओ. अच्छा तो क्या होगा, इससे क्या होता है कि तुम थोड़ा सा 15 मिनट अपने आप को दे पाओगे. अब क्या, एक काम करो, यू टेक एनी रूम, अपने बालकनी में, बेडरूम में, किचन में, जहां भी आपको जगह मिलता है, यू सिट विथ योर आईज क्लोज्ड. 15 मिनट आंख बंद करके बैठो. कुछ बच्चों ने तो सुना, कुछ तो दोबारा आए नहीं मेरे पास, लेकिन जो आए उन्होंने बताया कि इट्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट मैम. हम आंख बंद करना तो लगता है कि बापरे कितने इस पे प्रेशर आ रहे हैं, लग रहा है कि कुछ तो भी आंखों में हो रही है. एंड दिस वी नीड टू डेवलप अमंग आवर स्टूडेंट्स. मैं जो बच्चों को बताती हूँ, मे बी दे आर एट द पीजी लेवल, कभी सोचा ही नहीं मेडिटेशन, कि हम लोग अपने अंदर में जो हमारी इंद्रियां हैं उस पे कभी हम कंसंट्रेट करने की कोशिश करते हैं. देन वी कम टू द नेक्स्ट स्टेप. अभी तो सिर्फ आंख बंद करने को बोला है, कंसंट्रेशन. फिर देन वी अंडरस्टैंड कि टेक्स नॉट लेस देन 3 to 4 months to actually stop thinking and meditate on ourselves, meditate on our जो 5 हमारी इंद्रियां हैं उस पे. So This is how we need to, what the new education policy would be emphasizing upon. And the four major pillars of NEP 2020, that is the Bharatiya Drishtikon, Indian perspective, multidisciplinary. ये हमने फर्स्ट सेकंड डे भी अपने रिसोर्स पर्सन को सुना, बहुत अच्छे से इन्होंने हमें इस बारे में बताया. ही स्पोक ऑफ जिंक स्मेल्टिंग एंड अदर थिंग्स, डाउनवर्ड स्मेल्टिंग. और डॉक्टर अनुराग देशपांडे, आचार्य श्रेयस अंडर अनुराग देशपांडे. सो भारतीय दृष्टिकोण ये लाना बहुत जरूरी है कि स्टूडेंट्स को ये बताना कि ये एजुकेशन सिस्टम हमारा है, दिस इज आर्स. एज सच अगर देखा भी जाए तो कमर्शियलाइजेशन ऑफ एजुकेशन वाज नेवर इन भारत. इंडिया में ये कभी नहीं था. वी हैड ब्यूटीफुल गुरुकुल सिस्टम, और जहाँ पे दे नेवर स्पोक ऑफ फीस, एंड गुरु और शिष्य दोनों साथ साथ पढ़ते थे और विदाउट एनी कंपटीशन और हेट्रेड. सो दिस इज व्हाट वी ब्रिंग, वी नीड टू ब्रिंग. लोगों को अपने भारतीय समाज के बारे में बताना, अपनी भाषा के बारे में बताना, और ये बताना कि हमारा देश कितना समृद्ध है. और इसको ये दीज थिंग्स जो आप आज समझ रहे हो कि वेस्ट से आए, ये यहाँ पे था. दिस वी नीड टू डेवलप. The second is the multidisciplinary or interdisciplinary approach. ये अगर हम देखते हैं such as science and humanities, science and spirituality. Students can choose subjects which are poles apart, जो हम कभी सोच ही नहीं सकते थे पहले कि an engineering student would be studying psychology, philosophy. Humanities students can choose any subject from science. These things, we need to bridge the gap, two poles apart, and then we need to bridge the gap. Am I clear? I would like to...
Yes, ma'am, you're clear.
Yes. I'll come to the next slide. ये थोड़े से मैंने फोटोज डाले हैं ये बताने को कि हमारा भारतीय संस्कृति, दिस देखो सन टेम्पल कोणार्क का जो 13th century BC का है. इस टेम्पल को बनाने को इट टुक 12 years to build this temple. तो इसमें मल्टीडिसिप्लिनरी अप्रोच था ना. इट ब्रॉट इनटू एस्ट्रोनॉमी, इंजीनियरिंग, आर्किटेक्चर, वास्तुशास्त्र, लॉजिस्टिक, finance, everything in one. This is Karaikalan Dam, that is the Grand Anaikattu. This dam was built during the Cholas dynasty in 150 CE. Or this is out of 4 of the oldest dam, this is the only existing dam. इसको ब्रिटिश ने थोड़ा सा हाइट वगैरह बढ़ाया था, दैट इज दे वर रेज द हाइट बाय अबाउट 69 सेंटीमीटर. तो इस समय भी तो मैनेजमेंट ऑफ वाटर बॉडीज होता था. अगेन वी कैन सी अ वेरी गुड एग्जांपल ऑफ इंजीनियरिंग, मैनेजमेंट, आर्किटेक्चर ऑल कमिंग इन वन. और इस तरह से वी हैव सेवरल एग्जांपल्स. ये 3-4 फोटोज मैंने निकाले. और दिस इज नेल्लियापाड़ा टेम्पल इन तिरुनेलवेली. Many of you might be knowing, I suppose. It has about 161 pillars. और इसकी खासियत क्या है कि this, अगर आप टैप करते हैं ये पिलर्स को, एक पिलर को टैप करते हैं तो इसके because sound travels, other pillars also vibrate. Or this creates 7 sounds of music, 7 notes of music. This was also built in about 1500 years ago during 700 CE. ये स्टेपवेल बहुत लोगों ने देखा होगा, रानी जी की बावड़ी. This is again a great example of architecture. Water management, आज हम जिसकी बात करते हैं कि नहीं, we need to have a watershed, we need to manage our resources. This is a very beautiful piece of water management which was built in 1699. So these things we need to teach our students. These things we need to tell our students कि ये हमारे यहाँ था. These existed. It is not that the British or these were all done in the West, and and you just need to study this. The third pillar of NEP is rigor in whatever you do. It is you have to give 100% dedication. That is experimenting, toiling hard. That is researching. It can be library से lab तक आना, theory से practical. So इसमें भी थोड़ा हम देखते हैं कि the 7 qualities which was given by Kautilya's Arthashastra, that talks of Sushusha. इसका मतलब क्या है कि desire to learn, desire to listen. तभी हम सीख पाते हैं. You should have the desire to learn. श्रवण, सुनना, listening. ग्रहण करना, कि एक्सेप्ट जो हमको बताया जा रहा है उसको हम इंटरनलाइज करते हैं, उसको हम समझते हैं, एक्सेप्ट करते हैं. देन धारण, रिटेन इट. रिफ्लेक्शन, नोइंग थ्रू रिफ्लेक्शन, उस पर सोच विचार करना कि क्या बताया गया है, क्या है, इज इट इम्पोर्टेंट. देन उहा पोहा करना, दैट इज डिस्कस एंड डेलिब्रेट. देन दृढ़ संकल्प. These are the qualities which needs to be instilled among our youth to make them a good listener, to make them creative, to make them understand what is being told. And the last pillar, that is the next pillar is not last, the next pillar is the innovative approach. अगर हम अपने वेद के में देखते हैं तो ये देखते हैं कि ये even these Vedic literatures were never destroyed. These came to us in form of poems, in form of stories in different languages, in the regional languages. And similarly, you need to have innovations. अपने बच्चों तक अपनी बात पहुंचाना. This is of course a challenge for all the gurus, but still we need to develop this, and through innovative approaches, we need to instill these among our youth. Now we'll try to understand what is the role of Indian knowledge system in to develop India's future. This will not only revolutionize education but rejuvenate a new Indian psyche, a way of life. Because SIF, it is not just to get a job, not just to earn a living, but it is important that it becomes you internalize it and it becomes a way of your life. It is you become you contribute to the society. आप कैसे contribute कर रहे हैं society को, ताकि आप you don't feel lonely. It is very important that everyone is engaged in their own sense. And अगर इस तरह से होता है तो this would be sustainable. It would be eternal. And now through this incorporation of Indian knowledge system, the education there would be a great change in the education system, and this will be able to make our country Bharat strong, rich, culturally knowledgeable, and with youth who respect the value system. और यहाँ पे the last point I've just put that IKS sector is expected to generate about over 4 million jobs. ये कैसे होगा 4 million jobs? अगर हम देख अभी काफी सारे मेल्स आते हैं, गवर्नमेंट हैज स्टार्टेड वर्किंग ऑन इट. NCRT, AICT, they have started publishing, reframing the syllabus. The NCF, the National Curriculum Framework, जो अभी शायद लास्ट में 2004 में it had framed the syllabus, और अभी again it has started incorporating these things and the ancient IKS, and they are into formulating the new curriculum. Then इसको पढ़ाने के लिए we need to have teachers. So we need to have teacher training programs, और इसके लिए books हमको we need to publish certain books. We need to again उनका अनुवाद करना, उनको translate करना, and this way it will promote jobs among the youth, and thus boosting India's self-esteem and self-respect. अभी इंडियन एजुकेशन सिस्टम पे गवर्नमेंट अभी बहुत काम कर रही है, जैसा मैंने बताया आपको, और this is aims, the UGC aims to train about 1.5 million teachers in IKS by 2025 and launched an online IKS MOOC course. This is NCRT has notified as 19-member committee to ensure the integration of IKS in the new school textbooks across various subjects. And I was just going through the book by B. Mahadevan, professor of IMB, and Introduction to IKS Concepts and Applications. This book was mentioned by our first day resource person. So थोड़ी सी जिज्ञासा हुई तो मैंने देखा, तो इसमें काफी चीजें हैं जहां उन्होंने बताया कि अभी हम क्या कर सकते हैं. What universities to do is they can tie up with certain few Sanskrit universities. Keeping this in mind, the IIM Bangalore and Chanakya University jointly launched 3 unique courses on SWAYAM platform. IKS also spearheaded and funded certain research initiatives relating to traditional Indian knowledge, such as in relation to agriculture and architecture. So this is what I wanted to tell you, that the government is taking huge measures to revive our education system, or even the IIMs, IITs and IIMs have these IKS cell, and each universities have been working towards this, and AICT has also has an IKS division and has started working towards incorporation of IKS. We talk of multidisciplinary approach, we talk of cluster universities. Time and again we have been receiving mails from AICT. But yes, there would be challenges too. I'll just standardization and assessment. Because of the diverse nature of knowledge, so standardize karna, evaluation process ko, this would be a bit difficult, but again things will work out. थोड़ा सा समय लगेगा क्योंकि बिल्कुल नई चीज है जिसके बारे में पहले हमने कभी सोचा ही नहीं था कि एक स्टूडेंट जो इंजीनियरिंग का था वो ह्यूमैनिटीज में कुछ पढ़ सकता है, या ह्यूमैनिटीज वाला कुछ और परस्यू कर सकता है अपने पैशन के हिसाब से. अभी रिसेंटली आई वाज इन अ मैरिज फंक्शन, ओके, एंड देयर वर फ्यू फोटोग्राफर्स, बिल्कुल यंग बच्चे, और देयर वर 5 ऑफ देम फोटोग्राफी कर रहे थे. फिर ऐसी बातचीत में पता चला कि दे वर ऑल आईटी प्रोफेशनल्स एंड दे वर वर्किंग विथ एन आईटी कंपनी, और सिंस फोटोग्राफी वाज देयर पैशन, इसे वो अपने खाली समय में इसको यूटिलाइज करते हैं. तो ऐसे बच्चों को ऐसा ये इंडियन नॉलेज सिस्टम ऐसा मानता है कि हर एक इंसान जो भी इस धरती पे है, they are unique, they have their own passion, they have their own qualities. तो ये इसके थ्रू हमारे IKS को जब इनकॉर्पोरेट करेंगे एजुकेशन में, तो ऐसे बच्चों को, ऐसे स्टूडेंट्स को एक अपने पैशन परस्यू करने का एक मौका मिलता है. The second is teacher training and resources. Yes, thus the government is working on it. We need to train our teachers. We need to have good resource, effective teaching methodology and curriculum materials. अभी हम सभी के पास मेल्स आए होंगे AICT का regarding translation of the existing books. Community engagement. ये बहुत जरूरी है कि हम अपने लोगों को, जो हमारे शिल्पकार हैं, हमारे जो लोकल लेवल में जो आर्ट एंड क्राफ्ट का जो काम करते हैं, उसको प्रमोट करते हुए वी नीड टू have a community engagement also, so that they can foster a sense of ownership and support. So this way it is, yes, there would be challenges. कोई भी नया काम करते हैं तो challenges रहता है, but yes, it is important that we need to support. And the government is working. This is something excellent that our government has started working on it. And और इसका हम लोगों को, the next generation will definitely be able to take advantage of this, would be able to leverage the opportunity. What we have seen that it offers, IKS offers a wealth of knowledge that India can enrich and transform education in India. ये जो पुराने, अगर हम अपने पुराने इतिहास को देखते हैं, अगर वैदिक लिटरेचर्स को निकालते हैं अपने, हम जो यूनिवर्सिटीज हैं उनके बारे में पढ़ते हैं, तो हमको पता है, समझ में आता है कि इंडिया वाज अ ह्यूज स्टोर ऑफ नॉलेज which got transformed into westernized, it got westernized thing. So इसको बहुत जरूरी है कि ये जो इतना भंडार है ज्ञान का, इतना, इसको हम यूज करके अपने देश के एजुकेशन सिस्टम को और सुदृढ़ कर सकते हैं, अपने नेक्स्ट जनरेशन को उनके स्किल्स, वैल्यू सेट, उसको बढ़ावा दे सकते हैं. And this is a very complex, and we can make this an interconnected world. Let us make a globalized society. So thoda sa main last few slides which I'll be able to speak. It is holistic, संपूर्ण विकास, इंटरकनेक्टेड, एक्सपीरियंशियल नॉलेज. जो मैंने एग्जांपल दिया था श्राद्ध क्रिया का, ये वो बस ऊपर ऊपर का नहीं है, सुपरफिशियल नहीं है. जो एक एम्प्टीनेस दिखता है हमारे बच्चों में, अगर यूथ दे वर्क फॉर 12 hours एंड स्टिल दे फाइंड कि नहीं यार, वी आर नॉट सेटिस्फाइड, कहाँ कमी आ रहा है. अभी हम देखते हैं कि स्टूडेंट्स में कितना चंचलता है, कितनी दे आर नॉट एबल टू, सेल्फ कंट्रोल की कितनी कमी है. दैट इज मन को स्ट्रॉन्ग करना. ये भी एक बहुत, ये भी नहीं, ये एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट क्राइटेरिया है इन यूथ, जो बहुत जरूरी है कि इसको हम स्ट्रेंथन करें. फिर से एक छोटी सी कहानी खत्म करने से पहले बताऊंगी कि सेल्फ कंट्रोल की बात जब हम कर रहे हैं, दैट कम्स फ्रॉम द ब्रेन. अपने मन को कैसे हम स्ट्रॉन्ग करते हैं. तो देयर वाज अ किंग, ओके, एंड ही वाज बॉल्ड, उसके सर पे बाल नहीं थे, एंड ही वाज वेरी वरीड. उसको बड़ा लगता था, यार बाल उगाने हैं, कैसे करना है, क्या करना है. तो एक छोटा एक वैद्य छोटा आया उसके पास. उसने बोला कि ये देखो, ये एक बॉटल है, ये तेल का है, इसको 45 दिन आपको लगाना है. तो राजा बड़ा खुश हुआ कि 45 दिन में बाल आ जाएंगे. हाँ बिल्कुल आ जाएंगे आपके बाल. तो राजा बड़ा खुश हुआ। फिर बोले कि कितना, तो बोले कि इसके 100 स्वर्ण मुद्राएं लगेंगी। ठीक है भैया, 100 स्वर्ण मुद्राएं ले लो, लेकिन मेरे बाल आ जाने चाहिए। बोले हाँ बिल्कुल आ जाएंगे, आप एकदम नियमित रूप से इसको लगवाना और आपके सर पे बाल आ जाएंगे। बड़ा खुश हो गया राजा, और फिर उसको 100 मुद्राएं दे दिया, शीशी उसने दे दी उसको तेल की, और जाने लगा। तो फिर एक छोटी सी बात सर, राजा जी मैं आपको एक छोटी सी बात बताना चाह रहा हूँ। फिर उनको धीरे से बोला कि ये जो 45 दिन आप तेल लगाओगे ना, आप बंदर के बारे में बिल्कुल मत सोचना। और बोल के वो चला गया। एंड दैट इज सो डिफिकल्ट कि दैट इज, और वो रोज सोचेगा मंकी के बारे में, उसकी भी बात होगी। दैट इज व्हाट वी कॉल्ड एज मन का कंट्रोल, कि हमको क्या सोचना है, क्या करना है। दिस इज अ बिट ऑफ, यू कैन रिलेट इट समवेयर, कि अगर हमको ऐसा कोई बोल देता मत सोचना, तो बार बार दिमाग उस पे ही जाता है। एंड दिस विल, this I think we can develop through meditation. So this would be the second point. If we see integration of IKS into education will promote in holistic development, critical thinking, it will bring about cultural awareness and innovations. ये बहुत जरूरी है, critical thinking, awareness and innovations, ये कुछ नया करने की इच्छा। So this it provides a framework for integrating our Indian knowledge system. जो प्रणाली है, tradition and the प्रणाली जो है उसको mainstream education में लाएंगे, and you need to overcome the challenges. This will of course be taking time, but still I'm sure we'll be able to do this with the support of government and all great educationists and scholars. So let us call for action. Let us embrace the rich heritage of IKS and harness its potential to shape a brighter future. And together, this is बहुत important है कि हमेशा से हम वासुदेव कुटुंबकम की बात करते हैं कि the world is one, we need to come together. और हम लोगों को, ऐसे लोगों को यहाँ पे आगे लाना है जो फ्यूचर जनरेशन के लिए, कि they are they develop as well-rounded, culturally rooted. That is important, कि जड़ों से, अपने जो जड़ है, अपने जो value system है, उसके साथ innovative individuals, and to make our country and the world rich and prosperous. With these words, I'll like to say thank you to the organizers, to all the distinguished gurus, teachers who are engaged in this practice from different parts of the country. Sakuri madam told me, and it's really a privilege to be presenting this over here. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It seems that Mr. Bharat Deshmukh, he
Yes.
has a question.
Yes.
So, sir, do you have a question?
Yes, raise his hand.
Bharat Deshmukh. Okay, it's not putting forward any question. Does anybody else have a question for ma'am?
I can see in the chat box zoom करना है अभी, शायद दिखे ना मैम सारे slides,
Yes, there was a slight confusion, like those 4 points you were talking about, so you were talking in detail and those slides were not there. So
no, I had not put the slides, ma'am.
I know, I understood that. So that was the slide that somebody was asking about.
अच्छा, वो 4 ही points मैंने डाला था.
You elaborated those points,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So I don't think there's any question now. So we'll move on to the formal vote of thanks. So now, as we have come to the end of this program, it's time to propose the formal vote of thanks. So first of all, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to our esteemed speaker, Dr. Rajkumar, for her scholarly presentation. We now know that IKS comprise of Gyan, Vigyan and Jivan Darshan that have evolved out of experience, observation, experimentation and religious analysis. According to ma'am, the introduction of NEP will help India into sustainable and equitable knowledge society, which will help elevating India to a global knowledge superpower and prepare a youth to meet the diverse national and global challenges of present and the future. And I'm sure of it, and I'm sure that we will all be able to overcome the challenges. So it was indeed an insightful, interesting, and informative presentation. And those stories, those little stories of yours made them more interesting, ma'am. Thank you so much. I would also like to thank the principals of the organized and IQAC coordinators and conveners of the organizing colleges. Um, who are Dr. Purushottam Borkar, Principal Matru Sewa Sangh Institute of Social Work, Nagpur; Dr. Urmila Dabir, Principal Rajkumar Kewalramani College, Kanya Mahavidyalay, Nagpur; Dr. Anil Sharma, Director, Green Heaven Institute of Research Management, Nagpur; Dr. Usha Sakure, Principal Manoharrao, Kamdi Mahavidyalay, Nagpur; and Dr. Jayant Gangredivar, Principal, Rabindranath Tagore College of Arts, Science and Commerce, Dongargaon, Nagpur. I would also like to thank all the IQAC coordinators and conveners for managing the event so well. Thanks is also due to all the participants and faculty members who are the faculty members of various educational institutions in and out of Nagpur. The participants decide the success or failure of any event, and your active participation indeed have made this FDP hugely successful. Thanks to all the technicians, without them this event would have not been possible. And thanks to everyone once again. And goodbye, everyone, till we meet again tomorrow with yet another scholarly presentation by Dr. Bhalchandra Hardas, who will be talking on Dharma in Indian philosophy. Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yes. Good day, ma'am.